I had the opportunity to talk to Dr. David Agus from the Keck School of Medicine at USC and a CBS News consultant. We talked about children and the vaccine, along with the decreased demand. Dr. Agus, thanks for being with us. How big of a game changer is the approval of the 12 to 15-year-olds getting the COVID vaccine?
I think, parents around the country are cheering. 17 million kids are eligible now for the vaccine, and they will be safe to be able to go to summer camp or to go to school without really worrying about catching the virus from other children. So I think it's enormous. It is remarkably safe, same exact side effects as 20-year-olds, and probably even a little bit better on the efficacy side. It works a little bit better. So a hell of a vaccine for young individuals, and I hope and I believe kids will be lining up to get it.
How do these companies test these vaccines on young people?
So testing in young people was really interesting. So in adults, we basically gave half placebo, very large amount, 20,000 placebo and 20,000 the vaccine. And then we said, go about your daily life and let's see who gets the virus versus not. In children, we did really a couple things. One is we made sure that the immune responses to the vaccine were very, very similar to what happened in adults. And we also made sure that the side effects weren't severe. Both of those showed the same. So same exact dose as adults, same side effects, and same immune correlates. We didn't have to do the very large randomized studies to show it worked. What we did show in this is it did work. Even though there were small numbers, only a couple thousand children in the trial, it did show 18 viral infections in the group that got placebo and none in the group that got the vaccine. So pretty impressive, but smaller trials, and these correlates showed it worked.
When do you think we'll see the FDA authorize vaccines for even younger children?
So the trials are ongoing now from age 5 through age 12, and I will tell you they look very good. My hope is that comes through sometime over the summer. And then age 6 months to 5 years are a little bit more difficult because we have to find the right dose. So right now, the trials are going to say, is it 1/10 the dose of an adult in these small little individuals? Is it going to be 2/10, 3/10, 4/10? And so that probably won't happen to sometime in the mid-fall. But I really hope that by the end of the summer, we're vaccinating children 5 years and above.
How do we address the vaccine hesitancy in some people?
Vaccine hesitancy is a major issue in the country, and everybody has a right to be cautious and to question the vaccine. The real way to address vaccine hesitancy is through data, and there's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of things on the internet that are just incorrect. And so when you explain the data in a very thoughtful fashion and let people make their own decision, almost always they make the right decision, where they see that the side effect profile is remarkably safe. The virus has a horrible side effect profile in that people who get the virus, even young individuals, can have very long-term problems from the virus. And the vaccines work. They stop you from getting sick, and they stop you from spreading the virus. So we all have to do this not just for ourselves, but for our community, to protect others.
The supply is there now, and the demand in some places seems to be decreasing. Is that a problem?
There's no question about it. I mean, it's worrisome that we were doing a clip of over 3 million a day, and now we're down to 2 million a day in the United States. The hope is these are people who are sluggish, and we're going to start to see people say, hey, listen, my friends are all getting it and they're doing really well. They can go out without masks, and people are having dinner parties without masks, and I want to do the same. And so I really hope the country catches up. But what I do so, and this to me is the greatest piece of optimism, is that if you look at the United Kingdom and in Israel, who are ahead of us in vaccines, if we get 15 percentage points higher in terms of who's vaccinated in this country, there'll be a 15-fold reduction in the virus. And that means that there'll be very little virus, and we can go to broad openings across the country. So we're not that far away. We're really not, and I think that's what gets me really excited. We may not need to get all the way to the high 80s, which scientists originally thought we needed to get to herd immunity. I think if we can get to the mid to high 60s, we're going to get a lot of protection and dramatically falling viral numbers across the country. And I hope we get even higher, believe me.
That is exciting news. Bottom line, get a shot.
Bottom line is the vaccines work, the vaccine's safe, and it enables us to get back to a new normal, which we're all striving for. I traveled this weekend. I flew to New York. I have my vaccine. I got on a plane. I wore a mask. And I actually went to an event where you had to upload your vaccine, and only people who were vaccinated were able to go to this event. There was a privilege there, being able to go to an event, because they knew if you were vaccinated, you couldn't get anybody else sick. not everybody who gets a vaccine can respond. And some people who get a vaccine, their immune response isn't going to be good. They have cancer, autoimmune diseases, they're too old, they're too young. And in those individuals, we have to protect them through what we call herd immunity. We all have to care about each other. And so I love the fact they're doing that. I went to a restaurant where the waitresses who were vaccinated had a pin on them that said I was vaccinated. It made me feel comfortable to have somebody who had a vaccine serving me at the restaurant.
Absolutely. Some good news for a change. Dr. Agus, thanks for being with us today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.